It was a chilly spring evening when Emily decided to take a quick walk around her neighborhood to clear her head. She'd done this countless times before, a simple loop around the block, something she could finish in under 15 minutes. The streets were quiet, the kind of silence that feels almost comforting, until it doesn't. As she rounded the first corner, she felt it, that prickling sensation at the back of her neck, the one you can't explain, but instinctively know means you're being watched. Emily turned her head just enough to glance over her shoulder. A man, tall, hood pulled up, stood half a block behind her. She told herself it was nothing. Maybe he lived nearby. Maybe he was just walking his dog. She kept walking, faster this time, but couldn't shake the feeling. When she turned again, he was closer. Still. Silent. Staring. Her house was only 3 streets away. She decided to loop back around to make sure he wasn't actually following her. Taking a sharp turn, she jogged down a side street, her heart hammering in her chest. When she finally circled back to her own street, Emily froze. He was there. Not walking behind her anymore. But standing directly on her front porch. Panic surged through her body. She didn't scream, couldn't scream. Emily bolted to a neighbor's house instead, pounding on their door with trembling fists. By the time they answered and she pointed back toward her house, he was gone. Not a trace of him remained, no footprints, no sign of forced entry. The police combed the area but found nothing. They told her it was probably just a trespasser, but Emily knew better. Someone had been watching her, learning her routine. And that night, she came terrifyingly close to meeting him face to face. Sometimes, the scariest thing isn't what happens, but what could have happened, if you'd been just a little too slow. For Marcus and his 2 friends, it was supposed to be a peaceful evening walk. A way to escape their stressful week and enjoy the cool night air. The road they walked was rarely used, just a narrow stretch cutting through farmland. It felt safe. Familiar. But then, they heard it. The headlights came up fast, blinding them. The car didn't slow down. In fact, it sped up. Marcus squinted through the glare, raising a hand to shield his eyes. The vehicle swerved directly into their lane, straight at them. They scattered, leaping into the ditch just as the car screamed past, its side mirror clipping Marcus's backpack. The driver never stopped. No brake lights. Just the sound of an engine roaring into the distance, and the echo of cruel, mocking laughter drifting from inside the car. Shaken and bruised, the 3 friends stumbled back to the road, trying to understand what had just happened. When police arrived, they explained it was probably a reckless drunk driver. But Marcus never forgot the way that laughter sounded. Intentional. Deliberate. Evil. Someone out there hadn't just been driving recklessly. They had tried to kill them. Sarah worked the late shift at a small diner. By the time she left, the streets were nearly empty, the night air heavy with fog. She'd walked this route dozens of times before, her body moving on autopilot as exhaustion set in. "Put down your fucking purse," he screamed, pressing a cold, metallic gun against her temple. Sarah froze. Her heart pounded so hard she thought it might burst. She dropped the bag, raising trembling hands into the air. The man snatched her purse, but didn't leave. He hovered, his breathing ragged, as if debating whether to pull the trigger anyway. Sarah's survival instincts kicked in. She shoved him with all her strength and ran, her feet pounding against the pavement as he cursed and screamed behind her. Sarah didn't stop running until she reached a gas station. Police later told her she was lucky, several other women had been attacked in that area by the same man. He was never caught. And to this day, Sarah says she still dreams of that moment. The cold barrel of the gun pressed against her skin. And the terrifying certainty that he could have ended her life, right then and there. 3 different nights. 3 different lives forever changed. And a haunting reminder that sometimes, you don't need ghosts or monsters to feel true terror. Because the scariest thing of all is what another human being is capable of.